All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is time to talk about the Mortal Kombat 1 gender swaps that just recently happened. The gameplay trailer just dropped, and they showcased it. And honestly, when I saw this trailer, it took me a second to even realize that they were sex swapping CYRAX and Sector. It just took me like literally 5 seconds. But for some reason, my brain just didn't go there when I initially saw this character. But yes, ladies and gentlemen, they are going to gender swap CYRAX and Sector in the upcoming DLC for this game, Mortal Kombat 1.
Yeah. I think I want my money back.
Now, keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, this is what happens when DEI consultancy firms get their hands on video games, especially games that have a long-standing history like Mortal Kombat. This is nothing new. They're going to keep doing this because they think they're stunning and brave by doing so. They think it's perfectly okay to give the hand-me-downs from diverse characters to another diverse character, right? CYRAX was already black as it is, but now they figured that's not enough. We got to make it a black female because that's the only way we're going to find diversity. So let's get into this article from that Park Place. But of course, before we do, if you are new here, just consider hitting that subscribe button. I would greatly appreciate it, and like the video to push us out into that YouTube algorithm. So it says Mortal Kombat 1 gender swap CYRAX and Sector, as active Steam players are nearly identical to Mortal Kombat 11. Now, a lot of people are not really liking Mortal Kombat 1 as much as people thought they were going to. I know when this game was initially announced, especially me, I saw the trailer and I thought it looked pretty damn cool. But a lot of people really haven't been playing this game as much as the previous iterations of Mortal Kombat. People have their issues with it, and most of it doesn't have to do with diversity, equity, and inclusion, all that nonsense at all. People have their own issues with it. But ultimately, all this is going to do is drive people away who are a lot more conscious and a lot more understanding as to what's going on in the mainstream gaming industry right now. I mean, just look at this photo. This photo right here is the epitome of what happens when SBI gets their hands on a video game. And you know what's hilarious? They try to tell you, oh, you guys don't know what SBI does. You don't know what they partnered with Mortal Kombat to do. You have no idea. You weren't there. Well, gee, I may not know exactly what they have done, but I am able to recognize patterns. And what I do know is that when SBI gets their hands on a game, suddenly a black female gets thrown in there, even if it wasn't originally meant to be there in the first place. That's usually what happens, right? You can recognize patterns and still not know specifically what goes down. And the pattern is SBI does everything to DEI, everything. As much as they try to say that they're not a DEI consultancy firm, right? They're a narrative consultancy firm. That's what they're trying to label themselves as now. Even though Kim Belair literally said that they do narrative consultancy through the eyes of DEI during her press conference, but that's neither here nor there. They don't want to remember that part. Ultimately, CYRAX turning into a black female, and then on top of that, they go with the prototypical style of a black female, right? So they have to make her sound like she's from Wakanda. It makes it seem like she has such a forced accent. I really wish that they can get somebody who is genuinely from Africa to voice this. I don't know if they did, but it sure as fuck doesn't sound like it. And that's the most worst thing about all of this, because every time they make black characters in video games, they go with the prototypical stereotypes. If it's a male character, it's got to have the Killmonger fade, right? The modernity fade. If it's a female character, it's got to have her natural hair in any capacity possible, and then she's got to sound like she's from Wakanda. She's got to have that strong roll the R style accent. It says developer NetherRealm Studios gender swap both CYRAX and Sector in the upcoming Chaos Reigns DLC for Mortal Kombat 1, as Steam player numbers for Mortal Kombat 11 are nearly identical to Mortal Kombat 1. As noted on the Mortal Kombat website, the Chaos Reigns DLC or expansion features reimagined stories and gameplay for classic combatants Noob Saibot, CYRAX, and Sector, while also welcoming new faces to the Mortal Kombat universe, Ghostface, T-1000, and Conan the Barbarian. In a post to YouTube on August 15th, the official Mortal Kombat channel revealed that both CYRAX and Sector have been gender swapped in the new timeline that the game introduces. So again, their way of doing this is by changing the timeline, right? If they can change the timeline and make it into an Elseworld story, then they can claim, oh, it's not canonical, so what's the big deal? Doesn't matter, right? it's never a big deal so long as they are the ones that are getting their way, because we've seen so many examples of what happens when they don't get their way, right? Suddenly everything becomes a big deal. Look at Black Myth Wukong. Black Myth Wukong doesn't have a black lead character, so suddenly now it's a fucking problem, right? But I thought it didn't matter. I thought none of this matters because it's fictional, but apparently it does matter. Let's check out this trailer really quick just to show you guys what I mean by the Wakandan accent that every single black character seems to have these days. Check this out. Here we go.
Where are you?
Over here.
It's so ironic that she says, where are you? When I mean that's literally like what people are asking, right? Like, CYRAX, where are you? Where is CYRAX? Where is CYRAX, bro? You know where to be found.
Yang and his Shirai Ryu. They gather at the Wuxi for his wedding.
Just skip this up really quick.
Lose the war. No one will respect us.
Better to be feared.
Well, I'm telling you, the voice actors have to be new at this. I don't understand. Can you just get someone who actually can pull that voice off? Because I feel like you hired someone who is forcing it. It really sounds like it's forced. In a post to X on August 16th, the official Mortal Kombat 1 account wrote, her unorthodox methods have earned her the watchful eye of Lin Kuei. CYRAX joins Mortal Kombat 1 when Chaos Reigns launches on September 24th. Once they started off with her, you should have known shit was about to go down. The accompanying image provides new biographical details on the gender swap character. CYRAX was born into the Zaki, one of the Lin Kuei's many subclans. For generations, it has maintained a quiet presence in Niger's Air Mountains, where it stands ready to defend Earthrealm. A martial artist prodigy, CYRAX was the youngest Zaki to ever become an active Lin Kuei warrior. That success earned her an invitation to serve directly under Sector. CYRAX seized the opportunity with her trademark vigor. The description continues, but while her skills have endeared her sector, her independent streak has not. Despite Sector's best efforts to break it, CYRAX's will remains untamed. She will serve the Lin Kuei on her terms or not at all. So again, you got to have that strong female boss kind of a trope going on, and ultimately, I don't really know who this is going to excite, right? It's only going to excite the people who are literally, I guess, I don't know, excited over superficial diversity. I'm really trying to figure out the best way to explain it, but that's got to be what it is, right? These people are excited by the lowest form of diversity possible, as long as it's extremely superficial, as long as they can virtue signal with it, as long as they can put it out there on the front page and convince everybody that they're trying to virtue signal to, that they are in fact virtuous. As long as they can do that, they're happy. If you give them any kind of real diversity that's not going to make it very easy for them to virtue signal with, they're not going to like it. They need something that's super simplistic like this, which is gender swapping a known, male-ish character, even though it's a robot still. Gender swapping a male character to a female just because, right? Reasons. So ultimately, they don't really want to have male characters, it seems like, anymore. It seems like they're going down the route where they have to make everything into female because there's no other way to have female representation without stealing from men, apparently. And it's kind of sad because, again, they should be able to do this without stealing from men. You should be able to make female characters, in the shape of whatever way you want to make them, and just do it your own way. Why do you need the name and the clout from CYRAX of old in order to push CYRAX of new? It makes no sense. It's very lazy. It's creatively bankrupt, but this is what we're experiencing in the AAA gaming scene. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you did enjoy it. And if you did, consider leaving me a subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. Don't forget to like the video, comment, let me know what you thought, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Hypnotic out.